Hi and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel we discuss all aspects of the Ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist you in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today we're going to be doing the daily reading for Friday, September 11th, 2020, and this is the white planetary Worldbridger frequency or energy that we're utilizing as our portal to connect with galactic time today. And so today is guided by timelessness, and it's ruled by the solar plexus chakra. And when we talk about this white planetary Worldbridger energy, what we're talking about, the white Worldbridger is a tribe that has to do with the understanding of mortality and death, and what that means and how death can help us to appreciate life. So it's a very Plutonian energy that we're working with today. And this isn't death. When we talk about death, we don't just mean physical death, although this is definitely an element that we are kind of working with and dealing with today. And just how much more alive we can be when we appreciate death as a natural part of this cycle, right? And when we understand that we never truly die, right? There's a quote in here that I wanted to read, and it says, "When you know that you are only wearing the body, which can be destroyed, that you are the reality which activates the body and cannot be destroyed, how can you be afraid?" And so this is a beautiful energy that we come into as we begin having this understanding of this fact that we are these spiritual beings having this human experience, right? And that our energy, our soul, right, which is the truth of our essence, transcends time, right? That energy cannot be destroyed. And so this is just like a temporary experience that we're having, right? And as we begin to understand this more, we begin to lose the fear of death, and we begin to respect it as this beautiful process, right? Like we came here and incarnated to experience this process of being born, of living, and of dying. And it's something about the short-term nature of our experience here on Earth that makes it that much more valuable, right? Like anyone that you know who has ever had a near-death experience, how much more did they appreciate life after that? And so really sinking in, trying to focus on that appreciation of life and on that appreciation of all the little deaths that we experience while we're here. And yes, we are talking about ego death, right? Or as a friend of mine likes to call it, ego transcendence, which I really enjoy that concept. But it's the whole idea, right, of like we die many deaths, and these deaths are necessary. As we're growing and changing, we're shedding our old skin. We're releasing what doesn't serve. That is the cycle, right? That's the spiral, right? Until we reach the end, which isn't really the end because nothing ever ends, right? But until we transition into another identity, right? And another space as a soul. But while we are here, we experience this. And so today is a death. Today is a day, especially with the planetary and energy being the tone of the day. The planetary tone is all about perfecting our manifestations. And this knowledge, right, that every manifestation is already perfect simply because it exists. However, we can continue to fine tune that, and we can continue to better that. And like, what more perfect season than Virgo season to be looking at that, because that is the energy of Virgo that likes to perfect, right? That likes to grow, that likes to continue this process of evolution. And so we're being called to perfect our manifestations, and we're being called, and with this ego death energy, this energy of releasing all that isn't serving us, these identities, right? These masks that we wear, all of this. And this is an energy that we experience a lot, right? But today is very much in tune with that energy that we've been experiencing. We're being asked to perfect the manifestation of our lives, of our identity, by releasing anything that no longer serves us in terms of our ego constructs. So that's a really fun energy to be experiencing and to be a part of today and kind of delving into. We do have the moon, which has just entered Cancer, and the moon is making a couple interesting aspects today. It is loosely squaring Mercury and loosely squaring Chiron today, and so it's going to be moving Well, actually, the moon moves really quick, so I'm not even going to say what I was going to say, because it's going to move right through the square and then be far beyond. The moon, the moon is so quick, it's hard to, and when I was doing the weekly astrological forecast, it was just too much to even add the moon in there, because it's in a different place. You know, that's why those of us that have strong rulerships with, say, Cancer, for instance, which is ruled by the moon, like, we tend to be a bit moody, right? I'm a Cancer rising, so I can definitely relate to this and understand this. And as I learned that about myself, I really started to understand myself a little better, right? So it was hard to chart because there's just too much. But doing these daily ones, we can look at the moon. And I think that when we're looking at how we're feeling on a daily basis and how we're experiencing energies, looking at the moon is really important, because that is how we experience our emotions, right? That is our instinctual nature. And so the moon definitely affects our day-to-day pretty powerfully, I think. So yes, it's in Cancer, so we're in a super feeling energy, right? We may be, especially with this loose square to Chiron going on, we may really be in our feels today. It may be a slightly heavy or a bittersweet kind of feeling, just intense emotion. So just to be aware of that and to understand where that's coming from. And really, between the sun in Virgo and the moon in Cancer now, we're really seriously being called to nurture ourselves as deeply as we possibly can, to take exquisite care of ourselves. So whatever that means to you today, take exquisite care of ourselves. Once we've accomplished this, we can also look toward taking exquisite care of the other people in our lives, right? Cancer is that nurturing, that mother energy. So it's a good day to look at, how am I mothering myself? And how am I caring for and nurturing others in my life? And do I have a balance in that? And if there is not a balance, how can I achieve and create that balance? And so we are going to be utilizing the Black Moon Astrology cards to get the reading started today. And let's just see what energies come up with these cards. What do they have to say? What guidance, what energies are we navigating today? Ooh. Yes, so we have the 4th house roots. This is the house that's ruled by Cancer. And so this is, when the 4th house card comes out, we're looking at a lot of childhood stuff, right? And so we're looking possibly at childhood trauma and working through these old childhood wounds that may be coming back up, and coming a deeper level of that being revealed so that we can heal that. We're really thinking about the home. We're thinking about the family. We're thinking about how we create that home within ourselves and in the world, and what we want that to look like and how to achieve that. This is also a card for some people that can indicate somebody coming back from the past, especially from like childhood, reconnecting with people from our younger years. So that's another thing to throw out there, possibly. And then we have the Neptune card and the Mercury card. Yes, so we have that moon also squaring Mercury right now. And so I'm feeling this as this energy that's really calling us to sink deeper into our intuitive mind, to really allow that process of intuition to unfold, to really, to be in that contemplative space today, in that meditative space, to constantly bring ourselves back to that. I'm feeling a very peaceful energy from this card today as I'm looking at her, which is absolutely beautiful. So I feel like there may be some peace of mind that people are receiving around things that were a bit baffling and mysterious to them at one point, right? Neptune is that energy of illusion sometimes and confusion. It can be. Neptune is also, we call it the great dissolver, right? So it dissolves absolutely everything, right? We talk about this when in terms of, especially with this, do we still have the sun opposing Neptune? Yes. So that ego dissolution energy, so that fits perfectly into that. And we're looking at, I always look at Mercury as ego as well, right? Because our mind, our conscious mind is ruled by our ego, right? And the subconscious, really, like the mind itself is very much the sun and Mercury, and really make up to me sort of that ego consciousness. And so really dissolving and moving past that. And with the Neptune card here, I'm also feeling this deeper connection connection to the collective consciousness today. And really, especially, I mean, we have Mercury in Libra right now, which is a sign that is about relationships and harmony and partnership and all of that diplomacy, right? All of that different stuff. And so, yeah, I'm feeling that energy of us being very aware of the collective consciousness, and I feel like really aware, maybe feeling some of the collective wounds in the consciousness today as well, and noticing how those pop up for us in our own lives. And for some of us, this is a day where we may want to clear our energy a lot, just to make sure that the energies and the emotions that we're picking up on, those who are empaths, and I think probably most people that watch this channel are, just consistently clearing that energy, because some of the feelings and emotions that are washing over you may not even be your own. They may be from the collective. And so really being cognizant of that. And this is, I'm feeling that energy of like, it may be beneficial to work at reprogramming the subconscious mind. Like when I have Neptune next to Mercury, it's reminding me of the subconscious, right? So that deeper level, because Neptune is that deeper level, right? That soul consciousness, that subconscious. And really, yeah, just working on that energy and paying attention to what is present be underneath your conscious level of awareness, and how is that possibly popping up for you today? And doing meditations to maybe like soothe the subconscious, right? Any inner child meditations would be really great today. Anything to like working to reprogram the subconscious mind. When we're talking about this planetary energy of perfecting, right? That's one way that we can begin to do that, is by tackling the subconscious mind. I'm so excited that in the future, the pretty near future here, I'm going to be able to offer theta healing sessions as well, which deals with reprogramming the subconscious mind, our belief systems, all of that. That's going to be really fun. But just really looking at that stuff today, paying attention to our belief systems, especially our belief systems when it comes to family, when it comes to the home, when it comes to the expectations around that kind of energy. When it comes to humanity and how we view humanity, interestingly enough, like those belief systems around that, just all of that different stuff, is being very cognizant of that and really becoming aware of the power of our subconscious minds to manifest, right? Because we manifest primarily from our subconscious mind, because that is the mind that's most powerful and most active, and that really determines so much, like it's, and so really getting an understanding of that as well. And how am I subconsciously manifesting, right? How am I unconsciously manifesting? And what can I do to sort of change that? And then yes, we have the water element, sensing. So really sinking deep into that intuition today, into our emotions, right? Into paying attention to our emotions and what it is that they're trying to teach us. When we have emotions come up today, really asking those emotions, why are you here? What message do you have for me? What do you have to teach me? And allowing our emotions and our feelings to be our teachers. This is a day where we can be very psychically connected. I'm feeling that extremely intensely today. So really working with that energy as well is going to be very beneficial for a lot of us. I'm looking to see if Neptune is making any other. We still have the Neptune sextile Pluto energy going on. Yeah, so just really sinking into, and that is the energy of dissolving these old wounds and stuff, right? Because Pluto is the energy of the shadow, of the subconscious, of our ultimate power. Once we're able to face, overcome, and integrate our demons, that is where we find our deepest and truest power. And so, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. We've been diving deep in these waters for a while, and today's a day where we're going to be called to really submerge ourselves in that energy, quite possibly. So just allowing that to be whatever it is, really allowing that intuition to guide us, getting into that super receptive state, just being receptive. We're being called to be receptive today. Any other final energies here? First house, the body. And so, yes, like we said, caring for the physical vessel, paying attention to our physical bodies, sensing what is it that our physical bodies are trying to teach us, right? And really becoming in sync with the flows of our bodies. We talked about this, that nurturing ourselves, that definitely extends to the physical body. We have Mars in retrograde right now at the Aries I am on the bottom of the deck. And we had the 8th house came up on the bottom of the deck too, which is endings and beginnings. But I was going to just see if it popped out. But yeah, so Mars retrograde, Mars rules our stamina, it rules our vitality, and so that may be like we're going to want to take extra care of that over the next month and a half or so, couple months. Yeah, it's about a couple months. Yeah, we're gonna really want to look into that. Mars is going to be retrograde until the 14th. So yes, just really caring for our physical body, listening to what our physical bodies are trying to tell us and communicate to us, because they are communicating to us. And for some of you guys, this also may be communications through like that gut feeling that you get. That may be a way that like your body's intuition is on point. So follow that. If your body is feeling uncomfortable in a situation, pay attention to that. If it's feeling very comfortable in a situation, pay attention. Like whatever your body is trying to let you know right now, just be cognizant of that and take good care of it. And then we have Mercury retrograde, reinvention, and South Node life stats, right? So this is clearing all that old karma. This is releasing. This is more that ego death type energy, right? We're releasing ways, deeply ingrained ways of being, these aspects of the ego. And so this ego death energy, right? Work on the subconscious. Work on it from a subconscious level today. You can have a lot of success with that. Subconscious reprogramming, meditations, different things like that can be really, really helpful today. But it's like we are reinventing ourselves. We are moving out of this old stagnant energy into a new energy, right? We are becoming a new and improved individual. We are taking full advantage of this energy, and we're being asked to move out of anything old that is not serving us anymore. It's just like we can't say it enough times. Like the old may be comfortable, it may be our fallback because it's familiar. However, we're being invited to step out of that familiar, comfortable place into the unknown and really embrace whoever it is that we're becoming. Embrace that person without fully knowing who that person is yet. Right? It's just like being excited to experience whatever it is that spirit has in store for us, right? Being excited to meet this new person that we are so carefully and so lovingly crafting, right? And nurturing and allowing to come to the surface and be heard and be seen. And then we also have Gemini, I think, on the bottom of the deck. So a lot of mind energy going on today. I feel like you guys, let me see what we've got. Yeah, we do have quite a few sextiles going on. That's that mental energy. What else is Mercury doing? Sextile Venus. Yep, so really partnerships, relationships, self-love, finances, all that stuff. We're feeling very motivated to think about. It's kind of on our minds. We're wanting to take action around that. Opposing Chiron, so more of that energy with that healing, that deep level of healing that's going on right now. So thinking about our empowerment, how we can move forward with that, healing any of those wounds. So some of those childhood wounds coming up today may center around that. Yeah. So I'm going to look actually, because I like to do this with the Gemini energy in the book. It's fun to pull a couple things out of here every now and then. Yeah. Communication. Gemini is all about communication, which has been coming up a lot, right? Yep. Yeah. Yep. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So Gemini being the sign of the twins can also be a sign of soulmates. So this could have to do with romantic relationships that are about to be starting that may be teaching us some more things about ourselves, right? But it's the importance of communicating and thinking on our feet, and really just being open today, being open to new perspectives, being open to new information. I feel like for some people there may be new information coming in today on situations. Some of it may be regarding romantic situations. It may be regarding anything. Just be open to that communication. And that communication as we're stepping into that intuitive space, be open to communication from spirit and from people that you may not have expected as well today, is an energy that I'm feeling from that Gemini card. All right. And then the Moonology cards, we have Hold Your Vision coming out as the first card. So really holding that vision. This is like, when we pull these cards, it seems like a lot of energy towards manifestations that people are working on or wanting to create. So what is that vision that you have for yourselves? How can you hold strong to that today? How can you perfect that vision with this white Worldbridger planetary energy that we have going on right now? How can you perfect that vision and continue to nurture that and to help that to grow? And then we have you're very close to achieving your goal coming out after. So whatever it is, whether this is a project, something, whatever it is that you've been working on manifesting, like, don't give up now is basically the energy. Like, don't give up. Sometimes when Mars goes retrograde, it can be a time period where people do want to, because it's that slowdown, right? Mars is our action, it's our willpower, it's our ability to achieve. And so as that energy sort of like takes a step back, we can start feeling very discouraged, especially with the squares. And yes, Mars is still squaring Saturn, still conjunct Eris. I mean, there's a lot of energy, and true black moon. So there's a lot of that intensive energy, especially the male-female interaction relations energy. There's a lot of energy just in general, feeling blocked and feeling as though we're hitting these walls, right? And so it's like, do not give up. Continue to hold that vision. Continue to take those baby steps, just small steps every day toward that goal, toward becoming the person who is aligned, the vibration that is aligned with what it is that you are trying to create. And just know that, like, now is the time to stand strong and firm in that. And then we got your commitment is being tested coming out. So yes, this is like, how bad do you want it, right? How bad do you want it? Are you willing to hold out when things seem like they're not going your way? Are you willing to stay focused on that vision? Or are you going to allow yourself to be easily discouraged and just give up? To allow these little setbacks to completely derail the entire process, right? Because we do experience setbacks, right? The energies wax and wane, just like the cycles of the moon. The creation and manifestation process has seasons and cycles. So it's like, are you willing to move through those, to allow all of those energies to flow and to bend, right? That Gemini energy that came up at the end, that's mutable energy, right? And so Virgo, right? We're in Virgo season. That is mutable energy. So really, like, being called to do that. Are we able to bend and flow with the changes? Are we able to hold our vision and see past the outside, like see past what's being shown to us on the surface, and use that intuitive energy to feel into what is beyond our direct comprehension, right? Like, what is really, there is so much going on that we cannot see, but we can sense. So really stepping into that sensing energy today, connecting to that manifestation, to that desire on that heart level, and knowing that it is already with you, even if it does not appear so on the outside. Like, if we really want something, are we willing to stay the course, even when the seas get rough? That's kind of what we're being asked right now. And then we have your dreams need a practical plan coming out. So it's like, also take this time to like continue to, it's like strategize and re-strategize and re-strategize, and be open to the guidance from spirit in that process. What is that plan that we can set in place? How can we create a new plan if the old plan isn't working, right? Like, we don't have to get discouraged. Maybe it wasn't meant to work out the way we thought it was going to work out. So now it's time to go back to the drawing board. And just, that's that being mutable, being flexible kind of energy, is like, all right, that didn't work. Let's try it this way. All right, that didn't work. Let's try it this way, right? constantly reevaluating, constantly just being open to new information, to new avenues, to new opportunities. If we have something set, we think something is set in stone and it has to go down like this, then we are effectively canceling out all other possibilities, right? And what do we always say on here? All possibilities are possible. So, like, it's like, we want to keep ourselves open to all of those possibilities, especially the ones that feel the most impossible, because nothing is. And so we want to be open and receptive to the magic any way that it is going to unfurl in our lives right now. And then it's time to release negativity. Let go of any negativity, any fears, any stress. Like, understand that putting that energy in is only delaying our manifestation even more. So there may be, for some of you guys, a certain level of negativity that still needs to be released in order to align with what it is that you're trying to bring in. So this is a great day to do that, to allow that. If you want assistance with that, book a healing with me. They're incredibly beautiful and powerful, and they can help to release some of this energy and really kind of refocus and reactivate that passion and that drive and that creativity and that connection to spirit, which is what facilitates all manifestation, right? And then meditate and contemplate. Pull yourself back into that. You know, if you're trying to strategize, you're trying to figure out what the new way is to go. Sometimes there's no way. Sometimes it's just about waiting and being patient. But if you do need to create a new strategy, meditate and contemplate to find the answers for that. Don't just use your own mind power. Connect to the higher aspects of your mind that know all. Connect to your higher self, which can guide you in ways that the conscious self absolutely just doesn't know how, right? And this card comes up all the time. Don't let pride get in your way. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate you all. I hope you have a wonderful day. Just ride these energies out, guys. Just be willing to release. Be willing to be flexible. Be willing to communicate and have those conversations that need to be had, to see from other perspectives. That comes in with the Gemini energy, also with the Libra energy, right? Which is about really seeing both sides of a story and coming from that place of fairness and balance. Like, be in that energy. Be like, work with your subconscious, work with releasing. It's continuing and continuing. We're constantly releasing that which does not serve us and that which is not a vibrational match to what we are trying to create, who we are moving into and embracing and ready to become. Just let the old tired stuff die, right? Let it die so that we can evolve to the next level. There is a link down below to donate if you feel so moved to donate to my channel. My services and my contact information are in the description box below. Like, share, subscribe. It really helps get this video and this message out to as many people as possible, though I always trust that exactly who is meant to find these videos will find them in the perfect timing for them. Love you, appreciate you. I will talk to you tomorrow.